The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tiger Technician Hour with your host, Basil Chapman. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Now, Basil Chapman.
Good morning, everyone. Thursday, August the 28th, 2 days to go. We wrap up the month of August. Look at this beautiful candle so far in the monthly chart of the Dow. And look at this weekly chart, very strong, pulled back a little bit this week because we haven't made a new all-time high of 45,758. 45,757 was the high of the 22nd. We're trying to do very well, and I think that this is going to work out. And I just want to look at something because we had a very sharp pullback. We're testing the 200-period exponential moving average right now. Let me do we have anything going to a buy signal? Not yet. But in the meantime, what I'd like to do is to say that if we're looking at, just make it a little bit lower. Okay. If we're looking at the volatility, it's just a very small volatility moment that we're looking at this particular point. And one of the reasons that I wanted to make, just to take a little moment here to review, when we get sell signals that go to sell modes, that's usually not the case that it goes to a sell mode until we get a news event that covers the media everywhere. It just becomes the story of the day, and then the story of the hour, then the story of the minute. Tariffs, taxes, Supreme Court judges, I don't know, whatever it is. It doesn't matter. But the most important thing about this, and I don't want to be jumping in and out here, let me just take a moment for myself just to see if I had a question in the Tiger YouTube. Is this a two-click session? Now we can start to look at this as if it's a two-click session, but I would be a little cautious in that. Let me just do this if you don't mind. I don't like to do this while I'm actually doing my show. But there was a question. So, there are a lot of things that have to come right for a two-click session. In other words, could you click once? Sometimes you might have to try it twice. But basically what you want to do is you want to click towards the low of the range and just let it sit there. Wait for the 1 minute chart to cross a whole bunch of resistance levels so that it improves the 5 minute chart. I'm thinking daily, weekly, monthly, but it's 1 minute, 5 minute. And then the 5 minute chart starts to improve so that the 9-period moving average turns green. And then finally, the 10-minute chart turns green. That's a lot. That's a tall order. But in the meantime, what is really important is that within the context of the E-mini, excuse me, the sell-off that we had in the 5-minute chart, that peak F at the high of the day, 65.08, I believe it was, sliding so sharply down. Now it's hugging you want to look at the 200-period moving average, how it was terrific support at about 7:30 this morning. And then it went right through it. It wasn't even support. It just went right through it. And then what happened is it went on this rebound. It hasn't gone to the 1 minute 200-period moving average of 54.96, and 64.92 is the 5 minute E-mini. So there's a lot to happen. I think with the volatility we've seen and the way NVIDIA is acting, I think it's going to be a bit of a struggle. But this low that was made, let's call it in the 64.80 area, I would say that's sacrosanct. If you go to 64.78 in the next hour or so, that'll put paid to that. But there is a chance, there's a really good chance that you could, in fact, try to find some kind of support. And that says if the general market starts to rotate in a way that says other areas that have started to show some strength over the last week, if they continue to show that strength, that's going to be very important. And that's going to say, going into Friday's close with the possible buying of end of the month, we could see something very interesting. So let's just go back again. Dow's down 70, 45,495. You got a rally that should take it next week. It should try to tag a slightly higher high. And then I'm thinking, based on the weekly chart, the evidence is how does it hold through the whole week? And at any point over the next week and a half, does 45,000 support get taken out? I would prefer, of course, to see, since we are, oops, what happened here? No. I'd prefer, because we're long, to keep holding the long positions. We haven't started any short positions at this, and we've added 2 new positions. One's going to get a real test today, going into tomorrow. One is starting to do really nicely. We got in very well. It was an old favorite that did fantastically for us, and then we just hadn't been in for ages. We missed another big move in it, going to the old high within pennies and a very sharp pullback, and now we've bought the sharp pullback. So for subscribers, we're starting to put money to work that we said we would do, and we'll see if that's going to be able to hold through the beginning of next week. All right, with that said, S&P all-time high, boom, all-time high as we speak, 6479.26, down just 2, and it hit 6495.44. That is an all-time high, and I there's no other way I can count it at this particular point. I could go F and then a G. I'm calling it a C. Everything here is technically of the 9-period moving average above the 14. I like it. I like what I see, but the MACD needs to cross positive for it to even go higher, and the stochastic is good at 88%. Okay, with that said, the very quick peak C, 1 bar rest, leg D that goes to peak D with 1 bar rest, and then 1 bar later it goes to leg E. That normally says to me, just be a little careful here, because we could be seeing a very quick peak C, peak D, leg E, maybe a peak E, and that says you can have a pullback to at least a dip. It doesn't say major sell anything. Just be careful. You can have a bit of a dip. Monthly chart is still very good. QQQ, look at this, QQQ, leg B at 574.69, up $1.21. 583.42 was the 13th of August high. Stumps down to the 5, almost 5, I think it was about 558. Bounces up, and here is a 574. The 9-period moving average, what a beautiful indicator. Look, you plummeted, I would call that plummet. You dropped sharply as you went into the mid-August slump, and then you came right back, and that 9-period moving average held beautifully green. MACD was weak, stochastic was weak, relative strength was weak, on balance was weak. This is the beauty. Kept you right there in that trade. So here we go, leg. This is a peak B so far in the weekly chart, and a very strong monthly chart so far with 2 days to go. Aha, IWM. So IWM today it's got a red candle, but it's up 20 cents at 236.15. It's acted fantastically. Now, I had said jokingly, I said, is it possible that we're going to have an instant restart in the IWM? And this is the last one to try to make an all-time high. And before there's a major sell in the general market, IWM has to get to an all-time high. It has to test the double top that was made in the 244s back in November of 2021, before slumping to 161 in October of 23, and then back again to the November high 4 years later of 244.98. Fabulous action so far. I'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
So I lost all the notation. It's there somewhere, but I don't have it in front of me. For the XRT, which is the S&P Retail Fund, and the, where did it go? RTH, which is the, RTH. And the RTH, which is the, this is, I believe, the Van Eck. Yeah, the Van Eck. And that's the same thing. But this one here, you see, has, I believe it was Amazon? Yeah, I think this one has and the other one doesn't. You can see there's a difference in the charts. This is a much stronger one, the RTH. All right, I'll do the notation. Maybe in one of the breaks I'll do it. It won't take me more than a moment to do the daily, monthly, weekly. And in the meantime, a question came in about Target. And look, Target is... I mean, this is just a horrible, horrible chart. And now there's a pattern that I spoke of about 2 weeks ago. I said, you've got to be careful. This is a pattern that is very familiar to us in Chapman Wave notation, and it looks very much like this. So I spoke about this yesterday on the upside. I can't remember which chart we were looking at, but it's this chart right here. And I said, there's a pattern that I look at where the price goes up, goes to like a D, E, or F, and then it starts to make lower lows and lower highs, much lower highs and much lower lows, and then it forms a cup formation, and it can turn around. If it takes out the upper declining trend line, that's a cone formation. If it takes out the upper line, it can go all the way back to the previous high. Well, it turns out that it can do this as well. That's the exact same chart. And I flipped it upside down. Look, even the lettering's upside down. The whole thing is upside down. And what happens is, comes down sharply. We've seen this in the GDX every once in a while. It's one of the few that does it fairly consistently. Not for a long time, because it's doing the opposite. Comes down, starts to make higher lows and much higher highs, and then all of a sudden it turns around, and sometimes it even goes to a D. If it goes to a D, you've got to be careful. If it takes out this trend line, it becomes the dreaded H pattern. Normally, if it's already gone to a D or higher, then it doesn't take out the left side low. But if it weakens sharply below this trend line here, you can get a very quick it's almost like a single leg slide to the downside. Hey, wait a minute. We've just gone to a peak D. There's the pattern. and it's starting to arch over. So you've got to be a little careful with target because this is the pattern we're looking at. So it says, because it stopped and then made an H pattern, the dreaded H pattern, a double dreaded H, that is. Now you just got to be careful because if it takes out this low of last week, which was 94.15, whoo, you've got quite a few left side troughs that'll be supported. That's the one that says if it doesn't go straight down and it goes bumpy, it doesn't have to go to the left side low. And then people are mentioning, comes Christmas time, Target is going to do well. Well, 87.35. Now, my wife and I very often, we go to Target. Now, they're just those odds and ends that you need just for the house, little things. And I've been impressed with a couple of Targets. I mean, I've only been to a handful, right? Not even a handful. Over the last few years, how they've brightened them up. They're much lighter. The colors are much nicer, getting back to the old style. But it isn't working because the price is going down. Price is the arbiter of the trend. So Target has to, by at the absolute latest, October, the first week of October, it needs to be up in the 120, I'd say 125 area to say, hey, it's turned the corner. I just wanted to mention that because if it takes out on a closing basis 94.50, if it takes out 93, this low that was made here of 87.35 becomes target becomes a target. All right? Okay. So we're done with that. Next thing we want to look at is, so I did that. Yeah, GDX. GDX had a very, very strong move this week. Stalled a little bit on Tuesday, but it's still holding up in the higher range. It's down 36 cents at 61.12 right now. Lovely action. Everything about it is positive, other than it's a little stretched above the 14-period exponential moving average. But the 90 is way over the 14, so that's very good. But stalling says, just be careful because it's made a little bit of a rectangle here. It needs very quickly to get to 62.35 to say, hey, I'm back on my way up. But so far, this is fabulous action, right? Leg G, remember it broke out. And this G, so seldom you get weekly charts making a top at a G. It usually becomes an alternate count. So this could become a G/C. Meantime, back at the ranch, it's above the inside track repellent zone, but it's not much above it. So that's still a close on a weekly basis below 58. Close below 57 says you've made some kind of a short-term top in the weekly chart, so it could go for a couple of weeks without making a new high. But look at that monthly chart. Very nice. Silver's trading right now. Silver is up 33 cents. Leg C is trying to tackle in the rectangle formation. Remember, all you do is you see a big sharp pullback from a peak D or higher, and then it comes down, makes a support level, and then I always draw the rectangle, but I always say if you're starting to make, not you, the chart, because making higher highs and higher lows, raise the base. So you want to make this as narrow as possible to give you a really good clue. And that just says you're in leg C underneath the previous high in the silver contract of 43... so 40.42. Why 43? What am I thinking? 40. Okay, it needs to very much to get there. It's at 40. It's just under that. The high today is 39.86, trading at 39.55, moving nicely. And that peak C in the weekly chart says it should make a new recovery high at about 40.421. But that does get smoothed out, these continuous contracts. But that it has to go above the high of the 25th of July. All right, did that. High-grade copper is trading up 3 cents, 4.53. Nothing to see here. Crude oil is down 66 cents at 63.59. So just once again, I believe it was rig we were looking at yesterday, Transocean, and I said there's a rectangle formation. It should try to get to the upper band. If it does break above it, and that would be above 3, the high of yesterday was 321. Yeah, 321. Today its high was 320, and now it's trading at 308, down 9 cents, down 2.6%. Now I said that becomes a barrier. It changes completely if it starts to trade above. I didn't say the number. Right now I'm going to say if we can get to 322, the 327 200 period exponential moving average number is really important. And what will happen is that the closer it gets to tagging it and becoming a magnet. And then for the first time in months, years, the 200 period moving average, the last time the 200 period moving, I love these techniques. Look at this. Look at the resistance right here for a whole a week and a half back in September and August. I don't even know what the year is. The year was 2023. So 2022. In 2022, that's the last time, August, a year ago, and the 7, so that's 29. So end of July, beginning of August, silver popped above, tried to get above and couldn't hold above the 200 period moving average in the 598 area. And here it is at 308, and it's trying to tag the declining 200 period moving average. I'll be back.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Tiger Technicians Hour is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
So just once again, Transocean Limited, global leader in providing offshore contract drilling services for oil and gas wells. So especially they go ultra deep. So you see this pattern here in the daily. Rig is the symbol, trading down 8 cents at 310. Look, it's done this. It went to a peak B, then under it had a gray peak A, peak B, peak C, and even got to a D underneath the previous high of the 13th of June at 337. So far, the high has been 320, and it's been pulling back 321, and it's pulling back from that. You see that rectangle? It can contain that. If it can get to a D underneath the previous high, that's not good. You want to go right through, get to like a C above the previous high, and that would say, wow, you can still go to D. That's really positive. So I'm just saying this particular pattern just says you've got a tremendous amount of resistance. Wake me up when Transocean RIG is trading the $3.53 area. Then I'll say, aha, broken all the resistance. Now it's turned that whole area of the low threes into support. That's the way I would look at it. Now, that brings me to the next question. I had a question about Tesla. You see the rectangle formation that I just showed you right here? This is in the weekly chart where it goes to from 214.75 the week of April the 11th. It goes all the way to 317.71 in leg A. Then it goes to peak A. And then what does it do? It pulls back still with the green 9-period moving average, and it goes to a gray A underneath that other A, then an even lower A, and then a B, and then a C. It's the same pattern. It's struggling. So the question was, I've been in this for a long time. My average price is, I think he said, 200 and something here. Fabulous. Just, I would say clever, but no, I'm not. I'm going to say brilliant, because you planned it, you did it well. The way Tesla's acting right now, the stalling formation from just under 500 back in November, I think, or December of last year, all the way down to the 214 level, just says to me, everything's not quite right with Tesla. It's not wrong, but Tesla works way better when things are quite right. And I just don't see that right now. If Tesla can start to get into the 325 area, closing on a weekly basis, all of a sudden, the next peak that you'd be looking at would be way up at the 17th of January at 439. So I need to see a convincing, I'll do the notation here because it's not Friday, but it is Thursday, the day before Friday, where I usually do a lot more Chapman wave notations. I'm not going to change that to gray. It should be gray because it's under the previous high, and the stochastic's only at 61. On-balance volume is still only climbing, but not that great. Stochastic is positive, but oops, no, it's not. Yes, it is, but it is just barely so, and the relative strength is good in the weekly chart. So it should actually be higher, but it's not. So the question is, where should I add? I'm just going to say, on a very short-term basis, probably a little dip into the 337s that holds for 3-4 days and then starts to move higher. But I'm just going to say, if you're asking my advice where to add to Tesla, because you've done so well, number one, I'm going to say, you're the best arbiter of that. You've done it. I haven't done it. You've done it. So I'm going to just say, hey, I think it's in your court. Then you can just ask me if that's, after you've done it, you can say, is that a good idea? Because you're the one that has that. You have the feeling for it. You have the correct modus operandi. Aha. But wait a minute. If you had to say to me, what would you do? I would say I would not add to Tesla right now. I would want to see how it holds 337 to 335 if it does get there. If it goes below that, it's going to be a lot more time. It's the same thing as rig. I want to see a power move into the 320s to say, that's good. So I might have to say to you, add on a higher. I don't want you to add on the way down. I'd much prefer, but so far, I can't see it in this particular pattern. Next question came in. It was that one. And as I was doing it, I was saying, that takes me to the very next. Oh, I forgot. Okay. So this is what I want you to do. I wrote it down. Did that. Yeah, how about this? This is one that subscribers know that I've had on my list every year. Every couple of years, I put it on the list, and then it goes off the list. This is Postage, Pure Storage Ink. PSTG is the symbol. All flash data, storage, hardware, software. I wish I had seen it yesterday. A nice green candle in the 60 area. Today it is only up 28%, up 17.5 at 78.40. And this is one, as I say, it's been on my list because it always sounds, postage, I always thought, postage. But they have storage. They should never have called it postage. It sounds like a stamp, right? Okay, well, they did. And look at this fantastic. Look at this way that it, only once in a while. Let me just show it to you on this chart right here. I mean, this is really a beautiful, this is a monthly chart, and have a look at this. Hey, did that disappear? Uh-oh. No, there it is. So that's AIQ. That's we're still long. AIQ done very nice. You have a couple of positions all the way from much, much lower down. That is the AI ETF. Let me go to STRG. Look at this. STRG. What was I looking at? Oh, stamp. STMP. No, what's the matter with me? Come on, wake up, mister. Oh, sorry, Dan, in the Tiger YouTube, you said the charts are blurry. I'm looking at the charts. I see them quite nicely, so I'm not sure. Oh, postage. God. Memory. There it goes, postage. PSTG. Hey, look at this. I mean, every once in a while it goes pink. It doesn't like to be pink for long. It wants to be green. Look at this massive move to the upside. That is beautiful. Anyway, it's too late to do anything about it. I just saw it go by somewhere. It says, have a look at the, oh, there it is. I saw it over here much earlier, very early this morning. I saw it right here. Right here. But behind all these charts, there are so many other little windows. Okay, look at this. This has the stock high percentage stock moves of the day. Berkshire Hathaway is there as well. Oh, Melly and Snow. Let me just look at that. So BRK.B. Yeah, very nice. Peak A, peak A, B, C, D, E, F. Could even be an instant restart. Nice action finally after a pretty decent pullback. So this is Berkshire Hathaway. I believe this is the A shares. Yeah. A, B, C, D, E, F. All right. And Melly. M-L-Y. M-L-I. We've followed this for years. This is Mercado Libre. Peak A, B, C, D. Very nice move. There's the weekly chart gone to a C. It should go to a D. All right, I'll be back in a moment. Basil Chapman, Technicians Out.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Hi folks, we're back, and I just wanted to show you something very interesting. So that's actually the up arrow, right? All right, so the XRT, there it is. XRT, the S&P Retail Fund, hasn't gone to the high that it made back in November of 2021 of 104.31. It's really struggling, but it is working its way higher with higher highs and mostly, except for that big slide earlier into the April low, higher highs and mostly higher lows. All right? Look at the RTX, or RTH. RTH is this is the Van Eck retail ETF, and it has Amazon in it. And therefore, it's a completely different chart. This has gone to a leg F in the monthly chart. Huge all-time high. All-time high just 1, 2, 3, 4, about a week and a half ago. It went to 250.23. Let me just type that in, 250.23. So they do have different chart patterns, right? So within that context, so Target doesn't have, of course, that same influence, but I'm just saying that there are, in the retail sector, it's very specific. You've had TJ Maxx. TJ Maxx soared to 145.58 a week and a half ago, and now it's gone all the way down to the 9-period moving average. It's at 136.6 days, still very strong, and the monthly chart has gone to a leg D, had an instant restart, and it's gone to another leg D. And it's a peak C in the weekly, and it should go to higher highs at some point. So they all of them very good. Costco took a dive the other day. Costco went to that 1,000 level, just about slumped down to the 900s. Now it's trading at 947 under the 200-period moving average, more like an arch formation within the rectangle. That's the other pattern in the large rectangle where it makes the big H pattern or the arch pattern. And it's just stuck in a trading band. What was the other one? Walmart. Let's see, I haven't looked at Walmart for a couple of days. Walmart went to a peak F, all-time high, back in January or February. Week of the 14th, it went to 105.30. And then what does it do around about the 8th or so of August? It goes to 104.72. Double top, and it's pulled back. Now, this is going to be interesting because what did NVIDIA do? NVIDIA just went, it's now trading down 2.50. So 183.30 in July of this year, July the 31st, pulls back, squeaks to slightly higher highs, goes to 144.40 on the 12th of August, pulls back. Today it spikes, and what does it do? It goes to 184.47. Is this the same pattern that we were looking at, that chart of, I think it was Walmart just a moment ago, where you've got your rectangle formation? Oh, the chart we were looking at just a second ago, where you've got your rectangle formation, and now it's done the cup, and now it's vying for the others. This is not Technical Friday, but I'm making it Technical Friday. I drew in the ellipse on the left. Is it going to do the ellipse on the right? Going to just a trading pattern, nothing wrong, but just kind of not quite as forceful as it had been on every other earnings report. And now it's just going to chop and maybe retest the 168 level. Not a big deal. 12 points in a stock that's had such a spectacular leg from 86 to 184 in one swoop, and now it's just making a peak A. It would have made a B if it was 2 cents higher today. So that's what I'm looking at. Charts repeat over and over. I love... a dividend. Dividend has, NVIDIA has a huge dividend, has a dividend of 0.01. Wow. Penny a day. Okay, is that correct? Anyway, that's what was written. Any thoughts on SLS? SLS. Yeah, this has gone to a leg C. It's called Cellus Life Sciences. I have to tell you, the number of biotechs, I've written them down. Should I do it today, or should I use up all the time going into the final? So SLS, this is a leg C. If it can go for 90 minutes above, no, it's really too long. It's a different chart altogether. It's supposed to do it within 2 sessions, maybe 3. So this is a little long. I'm just going to say the hint will be that it goes to the high of the 15th at 209 if it can hold for 90 minutes above 204 at any point. Any day that it can hold that, there's a good chance that it's going to try for that level. All right? It's doing very nicely. And here's the rectangle formation, maybe even another cup formation in the weekly chart. But most importantly, one step at a time. See if we can get to the 210s next week. That'll be very positive. Key supports between 184 and 178. Hope that helps you. Yeah, I'll do it tomorrow. I've got a list of maybe 20 I call them micro only in price biocaps. Now let me just go back here because I haven't done this. So I'd say this could become a 2-click session if you were very fortunate enough to go. I was doing this show and I messed up. I had such a tight stop. I think I lost maybe 50 cents or something. I tried to do the 2-click session, but I had to put a stop. I'm doing the show. So this is a peak A. Look at this. So it had a successful H pattern. Now it's got the rectangle formation, the 5-minute E-mini. So I'm going to go to that level right there. All right? And all I'm going to say is, now let me clean this up. That goes off. That goes out. Remember, that what I'm applying here is what I'm doing on the daily charts, or any chart. It doesn't matter what time frame. It's the pattern. Look, here's the pattern. It goes peak A from that low. The low was 64.71, and now it goes peak A. But that's an A right there, which is good because that makes us a B, and that makes us a C. So what I'm going to say is, if in the next hour, right into the end of Steve's show, maybe midday, if there's even a tag of this high that was made at 9:50 this morning Eastern time of 6,500.75, that's really important because it starts to help this leg B in the 10-minute chart. But even more important, if the 9 and 14, this is a technical thing, technical Thursday, not Friday, if the 914 can go green as it crosses the 200-period moving average, that's going to give it impetus to try to tackle this high right here. And in the 1-minute chart, you've already got peak 1, peak 2. There's a peak C1, C2. So here's a brand new start, right? And everything I'm doing here applies to what we're doing in the chart. I wish I could show you a couple of charts, but subscribers only just got into them. I don't want to... I just don't want to do anything with it right now. I'm not that I'm suspicious or anything like that, but I'm just telling you, I don't want to do it because having just gotten into it, it's really not fair on subscribers. But it would be nice because they'd be really good examples of exactly what I'm talking about, how the negative activity starts to unfold, improve, then it goes positive, and then when you get a crossover of these moving averages, it really gives you confidence that you can go higher. That's kind of what we're planning on. But when you're going to have an earnings report, that surpasses everything else. We've got a break coming up. Before you're going to go to Steve Rhodes at 11 o'clock, I'm going to say this is the Tiger Technicians Hour. The Dow's down 93, the S&P's up 2. You got a divergence, and the IWM actually went negative. This is a lot of cross currents right at this very, very moment, going into the end of the week and the beginning of the long weekend.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com and hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com and hit Watch Tiger TV.
Hi, folks, we're back, and you just look at this. This is a 5-minute chart. You have to wait now. It's a 5-minute chart. You've got another minute to go before, actually 2 minutes before you get the next bar. So there's the L. It's just the 9-period moving. It was just shooting. So it's starting to look a little bit encouraging. Let me see. I think I've done my homework. Yes, I have. So within that context, 9, that's good. And it's doing the same thing here in the 1-minute chart. All right, all I can say is that you got to give it a chance. Now, within this, what we want you to do as we're going into this final segment, and tomorrow I'll do it. I'll try to do as much as I can in one segment, if maybe one segment, of just all these little mini biotechs that are just, some of the charts are superb. But they are biotechs. They can on a dime. Here we go. IYT, very important. No, wrong chart. ESU 25. All right. Wrong chart. Just to do this quickly. Oh, something happened. ESU 25. There we go. ESU, come on. ESU, I hate this waste of time. Silence is not good in a television program. All right, here we go. Okay, we've got IYT is the transportation index. It's kind of stalled under the 75's most recent high back in November 2024. Had a really nice move, really steady. I don't know why it couldn't do it. It just needed to get to 73.27 to get a leg C, and it couldn't do it. Went to a peak E. That's what I mean. A peak D or E underneath, especially a D, under a previous high, means that you're going to have to wait. It needs to regenerate energy before it can go. So I need to see the transportation index moving up. And there's such fantastic things going on when I see about these vertical takeoff. These I don't know if you can call them cars, but they are fantastic. Drones, whatever they are. And it's exciting. All right, well, that's it. Dow's down 102, S&P's up 341. The day is young. Hope you have a great day. Check out my opening call.